Hello everyone, my name is Fernando, and today I want to talk to you about the Buffalo Bills making it to the playoffs for this 2017-2018 season. Now, forgive me if I don't sound super excited, despite the fact that I am, um, because there's some people in the other room, so I cannot make so much noise. But I was super excited. Last night I was watching. I watched the Buffalo Bills game against the Miami Dolphins. But I also did watch the Bengals versus Ravens game, which was, oh my god, like my heart. There were seconds, there were moments when I was totally defeated already, but I was like, oh my god, well, it won't happen this time. Like, either we shouldn't have let our hopes rest in another team, and there were moments when I was truly excited, when I was truly when I was truly hopeful and optimistic about the outcome of the whole thing. Uh, what I want to say is that this is the first time in over 18 years that the Buffalo Bills haven't made it to the playoffs. This is very meaningful. I think that we all know what happened. It was great. It was awesome. But right now, I just want to talk about the game against Jacksonville. Now, I don't know much about Jacksonville. I don't know many of their players, but I did watch a couple of their games during the season, and the only thing that I can say about them is that they're not a playoff team in the sense of their mentality, in my perspective, is rather mediocre. So, just to put it in perspective, yesterday the Bengals weren't playing for anything. The Bengals were just playing for their pride, I guess, and for the sake of making the numbers look a little bit better. The Ravens, for obviously, for on the other hand, were playing in order to make it to the playoffs. Jacksonville, on the other side of the spectrum, was playing against the Tennessee Titans. They weren't playing for anything either, but I believe that the Bengals showed so much more commitment and so much more heart, if you want to take it like that, because they played to win the game. They never gave up. They could have easily given up. Like, I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter, there were a lot of exchange of messages between the both Bills official account and the Bengals account. But I mean, from my perspective, if I was the owner of the Bengals, I could not care less about what happened to the Buffalo Bills. I could not care less that they went into the playoffs thanks to a play from us. If I was the owner of the Bengals, I would still be upset at the fact that I didn't make it to the playoffs. That my team didn't make it to the playoffs. But despite all the circumstances, the Bengals never gave up. Like, they played as well as they could until from minute one to the last minute of the game. In contrast, however, Jacksonville lost their second consecutive game against the Titans, against a rival, right? And in my opinion, either they were terrible, they were very bad, or most likely they didn't play to win. They just played the game for the sake of playing it. And that says just so much about their mentality and about their way of thinking about things. Because you have these two teams who played for absolutely nothing, and you see very different circumstances, right? You see very different results, and you see very different mentalities. So for Jacksonville, I'm gonna go ahead, with all due respect, I'm gonna go ahead and say that they're sort of a plastic team. And I think that the Buffalo Bills, despite the fact that all the betting goes for Jacksonville, and Jacksonville are favorites to make it to the next round against the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think that Buffalo has a real shot at it because, like, if you look at their numbers, Buffalo is 9-7 and Jacksonville is just 10-6. So there is only one game of difference. However you want to look at it, there is only one game in difference. And the other thing that is definitely worth looking at is that I'm sure and I'm certain that the Buffalo Bills are gonna feel their support from their fans, either in Jacksonville or in Pittsburgh or whatever they have to go. So this is not any sport analysis. I'm not gonna compare players. I'm not gonna compare the quarterbacks or the running backs or the wide receivers or whatever you wanna call it. I'm just talking about the general overall mentality of each team. And for what I saw, Jacksonville last night when they lost at 15-10 against the Tennessee Titans, I can't say that they don't have heart or they don't care. At least I feel that's what I think. They played yesterday to lose the game. I think that they're only scoring. They only score a touchdown out of a returning interception, and that was it. If it wasn't for that, they will be. They will have lost 15-3 or something like that. So I think on the Buffalo Bills have a very good chance. I'm glad that they're playing against Jacksonville. I'm glad they're not playing against the Chiefs, for instance, because I feel like the Chiefs have a more solid team and a more solid mentality. Therefore, I think that the Chiefs are gonna win against the Titans. But I think they do have a real shot. I don't know what you think. I don't know how you feel about it. I mean, Jacksonville plays some awesome football during the year, but overall, I don't think that it'll last. I mean, yesterday they lost their second consecutive game. Either they came back to be the Jacksonville Jaguars, or they didn't feel like playing. Which either of the two answers are not good news for themselves. So let me know what you think. Again, I am very excited about the Buffalo Bills. I cannot yell, I cannot make a big party out of it because I'm gonna disturb the neighbors. But yeah, so let me know what you think. Do you think the Buffalo Bills have a solid chance against the Jaguars next year, next week, or what? Thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.